George here from Edge-Forex, and welcome back to Road to a Million podcast. Now, let's dive into something that every trader thinks they've got, but very few actually do, a rock-solid trading confidence. Yeah, I'm talking about the kind of confidence that keeps you from throwing in the towel every time the market decides to slap you around. Here's the deal. Most of us start out thinking trading's about finding the perfect system, right? We all go down that rabbit hole at some point. You test one, then another, each one promising to be the one. It's like dating in high school. You're always convinced that this next strategy is the magic key, but before you know it, you're back at square one, swiping through trading systems like their profiles on a dating app. Newsflash, just like in dating, there is no perfect system. See, the real edge in trading doesn't come from having the fanciest indicators or the latest algorithm. Nope, it's psychological, my friends. Let me repeat that. It's the psychological edge that separates the amateurs from the pros. You want the secret sauce. It's not buried in a hidden Fibonacci sequence or a custom oscillator. It's sitting right between your ears. Now, my edge, you want to know my edge? It's simple, awareness. Not just market awareness. No, I'm talking self-awareness, the ability to understand what's happening in my own head before it messes with what's happening on my screen. And let's be honest, most of us are our own worst enemies in the market. You don't just need a strategy for the market. You need a strategy for you. So how do you build that self-awareness? Let me drop some hard truths on you. If you want to grow as a trader, you've got to get serious about journaling. And I don't mean snapping a screenshot and calling it a day. I'm talking about real, unfiltered, this is what's going on in my head journaling. Write down why you took that trade, why you closed early, why you doubled down, why you lost it after that loss. If you're just tracking the stats, you're doing it wrong. You're not just keeping a trade log, you're keeping a mirror. I get it. Some of you are rolling your eyes thinking, George, journaling is for high school English class. But hear me out. My early journals were garbage. Just a few notes here and there, maybe a screenshot if I was feeling fancy. It was basically a scrapbook. I didn't realize that a journal isn't just a record of trades, it's your mental playbook. And if you're not using it like that, you're playing this game blind. Now let's talk tools. Everyone loves the idea of these flashy online trading journals with all the fancy tracking features. But honestly, if your journaling system feels like doing taxes, you're not going to stick with it. Keep it simple. Write it down. I don't care if it's on a napkin or in some $1 notebook from the dollar store. What matters is that you're getting into the why behind every trade. Because if you don't know your own triggers, the market will find them for you. And listen, journaling isn't just some soft skill for mindful traders who love yoga and green smoothies. No, it's hardcore psychology in action. Because when you understand why you took a trade, you can catch yourself before you make the same mistake twice. It's like being your own psychologist without the $200 an hour therapy bill. Let me tell you a story. Back in my early days, I thought I was the next big thing in trading. Then came the losing streak from hell. I didn't have a journal. I didn't have any reflection process. I was flying blind. I doubled down on bad trades, revenge traded to get my losses back, you name it. Looking back, I was basically handing my money to the market on a silver platter. If I'd had a journal, something to ground me, I would have seen the pattern a mile away. Awareness, people. Awareness is where the game begins. Without it, you're stumbling around in the dark, wondering why the market keeps getting the upper hand. And here's a little secret. Most traders think they can skip the awareness part, that they can jump straight to profitable if they just find the right system. But let me ask you this. If you can't control your own mind, how the heck do you expect to control your trades? So, here's a tip for you. If you're in doubt, write it out. And when I say write it out, I mean get brutally honest with yourself. I'm not talking about my trade didn't work because the market was irrational. No, I'm talking about stuff like, I closed that trade early because I was scared. Or, I doubled down because I wanted to get back at the market for that last loss. That's where real growth happens. You see your own weaknesses, face them head on, and slowly but surely you get stronger. And yes, I know everyone wants the shortcut. We all want to be profitable yesterday, but that's not how it works. Trading isn't about sprinting to the finish line. It's about sticking to the process and sharpening your psychological edge every single day. Mastering the market starts with mastering yourself, plain and simple. Look, at the end of the day, I can give you all the tips and tricks, but if you're not willing to confront what's going on upstairs, you'll be stuck in that cycle of system switching and chasing the perfect setup forever. Start simple, stay consistent, and remember, The biggest edge you have isn't on the chart. It's in your mind. All right, that's my rant for today. If this hit home, do yourself a favor. Start a journal. Get real with yourself. Start building that mental edge because the market will test you. It's what separates the amateurs from the pros. So let's elevate, let's get aware, and let's get real about what it takes to succeed in this game. Catch you next time on Road to a Million podcast, where we don't just trade, we elevate. Until then, stay sharp, stay aware, and as always, keep pushing.